We're going to call to order the Pownal Planning Commission regular meeting for August 17th, I think, 2021. So first is approval of agenda. So our agenda is the approval of the agenda, approval of minutes for July 20th, 2021. I want to add in there a discussion on the municipal planning grant. And then a discussion is already on there is discussion of designated village, industrial, public comment, and adjourn. So can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I move the motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. All right, approval of minutes should be in your packet from July 20th.
I'd approve them.
Okay.
I've been reading them
Oh,
Second?
you've been reading them.
before the meeting.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve it. Second.
Okay, so now we're moving on to discussion of municipal planning grant. So Rebecca sent us an email that was forwarded to her by Kat Byers, from the BCRC. There is a municipal planning grant that will pay for what?
When we move in second, do we have to vote after?
Oh, yes. I mean, oh crap.
Okay, no, that's all right. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we don't have to do a roll call.
Staying, I wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I'm exhausted, so I apologize.
We don't meet them often.
All
I
right,
wondered about that too.
just kick me under the table next time, Megan. Be like, vote. So they'll this grant will pay for the,
A land survey.
a land survey to find places in Pownal that will be good for industrial zoning. Industrial, what is it? What, economic and industrial development site survey is what it is. So the application is open online on September 1st. The Regional Planning Commission, RPC, confirmation of municipal planning process is September 30th. And then the application deadline is November 1st. So we need to decide on the last page of this is the scope of work. So who wants to do the legwork for this grant? I think if we get 2 or 3 of us on here to do it, then it'll be less for all of us to do. So I will help with this.
Well, we've started on number 3 already. I
We did.
believe.
Yep.
So that will carry over in our next discussion.
Yep. If somebody sees something on there that they wanna do, or if you wanna just form a work group and we can work on it together.
I'll work on it with you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You look at me.
No, I just, I don't know how many new ideas you got.
I don't have any.
I don't really either. I
Yeah.
think we passed this over a lot, and I don't really see anybody that wants to come here. No,
I know.
they're calling from Vermont. They're calling up state. And we really can't give them anything. We can't give them any tax breaks or grants or things of the nature that they can in Montpelier. So I just think we're just stuck here. If somebody wants to come here and build a house or buy something, that's great. Come on, we're open for business. But as far as being the person that I don't know.
Yeah,
We don't have any power really to attract people. I know there's people calling upstate
Yeah,
looking for it, but do you want to be by the lake? You want,
Yeah.
where there's places, or you want to be next to Williamstown
or you want to be,
or Petersburg? We're not really a place that, unless you really want to come here, and there are people coming here. Build a house, and there's some people here that building a pretty large house on the mountain.
Yeah, people are coming here to hide.
Right.
But they're going up on top of the mountain.
Yes,
How can you help them?
you can.
how can they help us?
Well, they
In
can pay
terms of
their taxes.
industry.
No, it's plenty.
Taxes.
Tax.
Helping us plenty. Take them big houses out of this town, you got nothing.
Oh, yeah, sure. No.
Yeah,
no.
you get it.
But I mean, in terms of bringing industry here,
No, the industry is what you're talking about, I thought. I didn't.
That
Yeah,
is-
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
see
putting-
how after the years we've spent time planning here, that we've covered this quite a bit.
we have indeed, ever since,
I don't know what the
for me, it's
selectmen,
4
really want
years.
from us. We've identified some properties that could be. And,
Yeah, there was a discussion in the last meeting, and this kind of flows over into the next discussion we're supposed to have. But I should take this off because I'm sure you'll be getting it. So the property, I know some people are real invested in the idea of having a factory just as you come over the county line there. Did we figure out who, that's McMahon, isn't it?
Megan, did you find out who owned that property?
yeah, it's just McMahon.
No, I wanted to double check.
Coming in from New York,
That I sent
Yeah.
you.
that's McMahon.
It's McMahon.
It's McMahon.
And it's
been on it for
very
years.
fertile, it's
That was
very
it.
fertile bottomland.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's very fertile bottomland. It's, so you don't get farmland like that very much around, you know? I mean, it's rich soil.
Yeah.
And it's flat-ish.
Well, I think that's the way we identified it, though.
And
It's
yes,
flat.
yeah, well, but if it's in, and a smart guy would have it in the land use program, right? To get a tax break. Did we figure out if it is in the land use? Because Jim Sullivan said we'd have to jump through a heck of a lot of hoops
Of course.
to switch it over if it's in the land use program. It would just be, you know,
So I think what this grant is gonna do is,
to help us decide if we can
it's
get
gonna
the grant.
we're gonna find out if it's in the land use program. We're gonna find out all of the details about any property that we identify that we think might be good for
Well,
industrial.
I'm saying
and-
here right now, I do not recommend that we put that piece of property on our list as we get started. I just think I don't think that's the impression of Vermont and of Pownal, that we want a big prefab building with a bunch of trucks coming and going. I don't think the 346 can bear the traffic of of anything big. And I don't think there's anybody coming. So I just think we'd be just stirring up a hornet's nest as far as that one particular piece of property goes. I can understand why people are interested, but there's so many hurdles to jump over. That was what I got from talking to Jim and from,
Sure.
and I mean, we have an excellent farmer, I thought that's what the land use program is all about, is keeping farmers in business, it's not all industry.
Right where that brown is, Megan.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we don't identify properties and we don't list them in
But there's
as industrial,
others, I mean, up
nobody
on
will
Route
definitely,
7.
people definitely won't come because there isn't anywhere for them to go.
But Route 7, all along Route 7.
Yeah, but we don't have commercial area along Route 7. That's what we're trying to
Pretty much.
establish, is some
Yeah.
kind of place if somebody comes.
Well, I'm saying, change it up there, but I
If
just.
it's in land use, yeah, it's in land use, we wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Identifying it is just identifying a land.
Well, I just
And
don't
that's all we're
want to
doing.
see us, first of all, personally, I totally disagree with the image and the picture it presents of Vermont and of our town. And I think you'd get into a fight with McMahon, and I think you have
They
land
would
use
never sell
hurdles.
it anyway.
Yeah,
But it is a piece of land that is attractive. No, as far as 346 goes to 22. It goes to the airport. It
But
goes
three-
to Albany. It's a pretty well-used road. I've been across that place for 42 years. There's a lot of traffic that goes on that.
oh, yeah, but,
346 is
oh, yeah, but I'm
major
just
highway.
saying, for big trucks and stuff.
Yeah, big
oh,
trucks
there
go
are big
there.
trucks, you're right.
Big trucks ride 346.
Yeah, they do.
That's how they get through Pownal.
That's how they cut across, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Again,
true.
Well, I think when you're talking about, though, you're assuming it's just a
All the
big
numbers
truck
are there, so
company
I'm
and
not
stuff
sure.
like that. It might
I think
not
it's
be. It
this
might
one
just
that they're
be
talking
a
about,
smaller
right?
or a
Either
little
this
bit bigger
one right
Dollar
here
General
or
or
this
something
one.
like that that might go.
Ask-
I mean,
That's
we don't
what I'm
know.
saying.
Okay, that
Ask
one-
Jimmy,
We
he
don't need
knows.
another
That one or.
I'm not saying
unsightly Dollar
specifically
General on
Dollar
a
General,
spot.
but it's
That's a
a
beautiful
store.
piece of
That's why
farmland.
we said
And it'll stay.
I just can't agree with that whole vision.
There's
look like
houses
It might
going
be
to
this
farmland.
one.
I disagree with that too, but we. can't do
Jimmy,
nothing
is
about
it this
People
one
buy
that
it.
you're talking about, that parcel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the one that's not those people.
Okay.
Who is it,
that
somebody
one.
else?
Right.
It's all corn right now.
Cornfield area,
Yeah, it's a farm. It'll always be a farm unless he decides to sell it. I think they'll look at the racetrack property and, that has room to do something.
And as far as,
That'd be first options.
That'd be a
Yeah.
first place.
Or the plant down.
Yeah,
down in,
Mac Molding.
Mac
Mac Molding, so that's still owned by Mac Molding?
Yes, yes.
And
it
they're
is.
not interested in?
No, they're keeping it.
The warehouse.
It's a
warehouse.
warehouse. Truck comes down every day and puts stuff in there and takes stuff out of it. It's a warehouse. And they've re-roofed it and they've
Yeah.
got, somebody down there all the time.
But they're not interested in turning it into,
No, they might, build some kind of a lamp or put a widget together. It's a place where basically it's a storage area. And the front part of it, you could assemble something in there.
so, yeah, but they don't want to like
No,
have
no.
other companies.
Everything that wanted to go there has been shot down, so why should they bother?
Yeah.
Anything that wanted to go in here has been shot down, so why would anybody bother?
Shot down by,
Officials.
The state, the town, we don't want that. They wanted a paper mill they wanted to put in down there on McMahon's. Oh, no, we can't have that, that's dirty. Probably is. I don't know anything about it. But I know they proposed it, but that got shot down. A lot of this stuff just gets shot down.
Yeah.
Look at the racetrack. How many things have they tried to do there? We've changed our mind. We've rezoned that at least 4 times. It's been from residential.
well, this is, this.
Now it's a big dump.
Yeah, well, you're right.
So there you go.
But this problem is not unique to Pownal.
Oh,
You know,
no.
Like,
I realize that.
Jim was saying, like, look at over in Bennington, there, the place called, the heck was it called?
There's 4 or 5 places there.
It's like, it calls it the Dugway, but it's, on routes, it's on, I'm frantically looking for it. But over in Bennington, oh, here it is, Johnson Controls,
Johnson Control. That
over by
little,
Home Depot.
They made batteries.
that little piece of ground. What are they gonna do with
Guys
that?
made $25 an hour. They're good paying jobs. Johnson,
But
I know.
what I'm saying is that they rezoned it 25 years ago
Yeah,
as industrial.
Yeah.
And it's still nothing.
that's what I'm saying. So why are we
So,
really concerned
exactly.
about places except the selectmen asked us to do? And we've done.
Well, on that, I think that we should, well, I'm just saying, that's not my vision of either Vermont or Pownal, to have a big factory just as you come over the line when there is currently a farm, a beautiful farm. That's all.
I got you. No, it sounds good.
There's plenty of places where you could put a factory.
We looked at that.
I don't know about the plenty of places.
Well, some,
That's all right.
but you got to get the people who want to put it in anyway.
Well, what are we ignoring? I mean, let's face it. Pownell's got 4 fire departments, okay?
Okay, I found it.
I mean,
I guess it's 0
this
and
Pownell,
that's
this-
the road.
You drive down the Knockwoods Road, that area out there,
Man,
there's a lot of land out there. Does anybody look at that land? Like, it's farm pasture land, I mean, Carpenter Hill, out through there.
Cedar Hill Road.
Cedar Hill Road. I mean, you could leave out here and drive the Dark Woods Road. That's all the way to the apple orchard. There's land, tons of it.
Yep.
We identify most of Pownal from the state line to the post office.
Right.
And that's where business is good.
No, I don't, because I live over there.
Well, I'm not saying you know, but
And there's
I
business on
drive around
Carpenter Hill.
Pownal. There's
And
land
there's
we don't
bus-
even talk about.
There's people who have businesses on Skippery Road, on Carpenter Hill. They're
Yeah,
little
but
small
not
things.
like,
They aren't hiring people, they're, a little,
well, I mean, I'm just saying, the concept of Pownal is from Stewart's to the motel and back to the post office, which is a number one draw. People do not, in Williamstown, they do not like to go down Spring Street to the post office. They come to Pownal. I can tell you that, okay? It's a draw. So you got this little community area and when the motel was going good, it was good. So you got the motel, the Legion, the post office, Mac Molding, back to the state line. And that's a hot spot. It's a lot of traffic. Okay? Your Stewart's got gas. You got the liquor store. No, I mean, but it's Pownal.
it's kind of drive-through.
So what's nice? The rest of it got all the rest of it? Nice, quiet, peaceful?
Yes.
Up Barbers Pond Road? You don't talk about putting anything up there, do you? What's up there?
Oh, you don't
There's
talk
a lot
about
of land
putting
up there,
anything up
isn't
by
there?
Bob Jarvis's house.
Oh, well,
You
you
know?
talk about Bob Job. But I mean,
I mean,
no
but
one,
I'm
I understand
saying-
what you're saying, but the basic Pownal is on the Mass line.
But nobody's talking about putting anything on South Stream Road or
It's not.
the road you live
It's
on
not.
or
Because it's beautiful.
up on
Well,
where you
there
guys
you
live.
go. It's residential. It's nice. It's peaceful.
But when you're talking about industrial, you're thinking you need supplies for your industry. Right? You need your highways.
Yeah.
We have two highways that go through Pownal, 346 and Route 7. So that's why we don't look, when we're discussing industrial, we don't look at South Stream Road,
No.
Carpenter Hill Road.
Because those roads can't support it. And
Right.
Mount Anthony Road can't support
It,
it.
it wouldn't make
Wouldn't
sense.
make no sense to put a tractor trailer up on Anthony.
But, so did we figure out, the piece on 346 that everyone?
It's McMahon's.
It is McDonald's. Does he have it in land use? Do you know? Does anyone know?
I think that we need to dig a lot
I
deeper.
bet he does.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Megan.
I don't see that
Can
as a
you
big
find
issue.
out if it's in land use
Right.
somehow?
I don't think it's an
Yeah.
issue. I
I
think
mean-
we identified it and
How about a warehouse? I mean,
And
how about the people at hardware stores?
House up on Mount Anthony Road.
I know.
When you drove by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that big one.
It's
But you
that
could put
blue one.
you could put a big warehouse.
Nothing, no big deal.
Distribution center that comes in and loads trucks and travels that way, this way, this.
Right.
Vermont has no way to get access
Yeah.
to products by
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
It's truck. Perfect place for a warehouse.
We had the perfect opportunity when the track came.
Yes, we did.
They could have fixed that
Oh, my
346
Of
road
course we could have.
perfectly and had nice traffic coming through.
should have.
Trucks could have
No,
come
they
in
did
there,
nothing.
picked
They
up
widened it
stuff
about this far.
The general, I don't care,
Highway.
Walmart's or.
Yeah.
All right, so now are we getting anywhere with this discussion? Because
No, we're just having a discussion.
Getting somewhere.
Yeah,
We're throwing it around.
Yeah, so I mean, but this stuff that they are asking us to find out,
we found it out.
For
We
this-
found it out.
You can ask.
yeah, I don't know about having to get a grant on it. I think this discussion right here. I mean, we're talking about it where we could find the locations where we can find out if it's currently zoned and what it's zoned for, because we're gonna set it.
sometimes
I mean-
writing a grant though, it does help you,
It gets you money, but
no.
we don't, I don't
It
think.
narrows your vision, it focuses your vision, so it helps you realize what you really,
So this grant
How you'd like the
specifically
town to
is for
be.
the land use survey, which is gonna take a ton of work off of our plates.
Yeah.
So I am totally for doing this grant. I would be happy to do it. I think,
problem.
we're doing exactly what the selectmen are asking us to do, whether we find a spot or not. They might come back and say, sorry, you don't have anything. Or they're gonna come back and say, you have these sites.
Jimmy was correct with South Pownal. They got some water there. Fire departments are there.
Storage.
Got the main post offices there.
Traffic.
if I had to guess, that's where they're gonna tell us. Are those spots we've already identified?
But
Or
if
these other places, you can't even get a sewer line run up the road. People say, well, how come they don't do anything on Barton?
they don't,
How can they? What are they gonna do? Put a septic tank in every place they fill the house?
no.
I mean, that's not the way they do
I
it.
mean, you know, what industry will have people go out and find a place?
The other thing is, internet access too.
Well, certainly, but they're the ones, they're
Not
the
just
engine that
sewer
drives it
anymore.
though.
Also have to get people that'll work. Where are you gonna get anybody to work? Aha, open up that,
Don't go there, don't go there. Nobody, I mean, everybody's
That's
so
a whole
busy
nother can
now.
of-
everybody is so busy. That's,
No, but I mean, the people who
No.
actually work, you can't get them to come. They have like 2-year waiting lists, people who actually work.
Can we give anybody a break? I mean, what's that they're all looking for? I mean, they're in North Carolina, in South Carolina, they're all over the country. Who's gonna say?
but
hey,
people cater to them and they will do something for
What they
them.
do? Well, we can't do
We
anything.
can't do anything for them. We ain't got nothing.
Best we can say, you know what? We got a nice place to live. Shut up. No.
Well, and
no,
the other
understand.
thing, the other thing that Jim Sullivan mentioned is, there's a guy named Cover, I think this is it, Coven?
Colvin?
Colvin, which Colvin? Jimmy Colvin?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I think works for
Oh,
BCRC.
sure, he's a smart guy. He went to school with my kids.
But
Yeah,
so one of the things that he said
yeah.
was that we need to focus on the good stuff that we, like the school. We need to really put more into the school.
We
because
lost
people are-
We lost the school.
We lost the school. We gave that away. And that was our school.
That was our school.
We voted for it,
That's
we
right.
paid for it for years.
We paid for it. That's right.
And all of a sudden,
State had nothing to do with that.
it's gone. It's gone.
I still don't know how that's legal.
I don't know how it is either, but that's just sort of stuff. We can't even play basketball. We
So there's
basketball.
nothing, there's no way that, like, because
What-
he was saying apparently that people don't, they want to go somewhere where there's excellent
Okay,
schools.
that's where
With an
people.
excellent reputation.
That's where people, when they search a town,
Yeah.
that's the first thing they
That-
look at.
that
is
they
the
look
school.
at, if they have
Okay,
kids,
That
too.
makes sense. Do you have a good education?
And I
So
see,
that's a
I'm not
plus.
saying, I mean, I think Pownal Elementary is, I subbed all around.
Yeah,
And I think it's better than at least 2 of the schools in Bennington.
I'm sure it is.
But, and I like a small school but, it doesn't have that reputation.
It's gonna be searched. Whoever wants to come here will search for the school, for number one.
Well, is there some way that the town can,
We've done it. We've lost it. We've lost it to Bennington.
They snatched it.
They took it.
leaned on us.
You pull it in.
We voted on it twice.
Yeah, I
and said
know.
No,
Yeah.
and they still did it anyway.
I'm gonna
I
move,
know.
I'm gonna move to the next agenda topic.
Yes.
I want to talk about this after the meeting. So to be continued. So I feel like we already talked about the designated village industrial. So is there any public comment out there, Megan?
Boonsie.
All right, so
That's quick enough.
okay, so can we look at the list of the scope of the work? I looked at it, it looks hard. I mean.
it does look hard. That's why I wanted more people to help with
I
it.
didn't
'Cause
notice,
the more-
I didn't say,
the
look at that.
the more
usually
people
this
that we
one
have to
is-
help with it, the easier it's gonna be. I'm definitely gonna pull Rebecca in on this and
Well,
get her to
don't-
help
look,
out a
our-
little bit.
Number 2,
Yes,
don't we already have base maps which include boundaries,
Yep.
infrastructure? We have all
that's it,
that.
right here. We got it right
Yeah, that
here.
whole packet.
So we just need to identify the properties that we want and,
Well, I think Jimmy's right, so down in south, that area.
and prepare
then up
those.
is-
It's got
so
more to offer.
There's no land for sale, or there's no available, I mean,
No one's selling any land.
up among all up on Route 7 where it's such a, I hate to say it, I mean, I know people, but it's a mess up there.
Oh,
Bruce
God,
Sutter.
that guy. Okay, that's another issue.
Not just that guy, the whole area.
Well, I know.
I mean, it looks like it has a lot of potential, but no one has any money to put into their buildings so that they look more peeling,
It's popular. It's
no,
popular.
no curb appeal, you know, I'd shop in a couple of, you know.
I mean, in reality, I mean, I just want to say again, I understand you guys want to do this and stuff, but we're only looking at a couple of properties that we got to discuss. I mean, we're literally looking at McMahon's property and down here and 3 properties.
Well, I
Raise
disagree
jacket.
with that. I don't.
I mean, we already know.
Bother
That up.
with
I mean,
McMahon's
but we
property.
already know 2 properties. McMahon's, we don't know yet, but
So does everybody
wait,
think
wait.
that we don't need to do the grant?
Are
I'm,
we-
I'm just
I mean-
one person, so.
I mean, one or two meetings on this and a little.
We've had more than
small
1 or
research.
2 meetings.
Well,
We have-
Yeah, but we have, I mean.
You know-
Right, Ron, you know that we've been,
I mean,
I know you don't like Dollar General, but that's a major corporation, and they just invested a ton of money in that store.
well, it
That's a
looks,
beautiful
it
store.
looks nice, yeah.
It's good to have in town.
It's good to have in town. I mean, they picked this town out.
we need more of it. We need more business.
Really, really nice
That's what's
store.
gonna help.
And it's in a very bad area. I mean, and people bitch about, we didn't do this and that. Who is gonna be their architect, Pat Gray? I mean, come on, they're across the street from them is horrible. But yet, I've heard, that's what we should have made them, what would we have made them look like?
I want to go back to, I've mentioned it a
Clean.
few times now.
It's a nice store.
It's clean and it's, what, I'm sorry, Fred.
A few times I've mentioned that we need to think about throttling the speed limits down
Oh,
in
yeah.
this whole town, all the way up. You go through Williamstown, Massachusetts, 35 miles an hour, all the way through Williamstown.
South Stream Barbers Pond, 35.
Yeah, but,
Does anybody do it?
And a lot of people take that just to drive slower
well,
and to get off that.
you
The
leave,
racetrack.
you leave Pownal, you leave Williamstown, and you go through there, and you turn the corner by my store, and they fly.
Yeah.
And there's 2 lanes open up, and they're going 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Try to
I mean,
pull out of
there's
stores.
kids coming across the street from the trailer parks. I mean, but the cops aren't there anymore. Cops
Well,
are
that's
not there.
it.
the
I
speed
mean,
limit.
there's so
Sure,
many.
there's a speed limit. Yeah.
And this is the
The whole
problem,
town's 35
you know,
miles an
all,
hour.
everywhere. There's so many areas where there used to be enough money for more cops. Or, you know, there used to be enough money to pick up garbage that was left in the state parks, in the garbage cans. Now they don't even put garbage cans out anymore.
They don't.
It's everywhere. And so it's kind of, I feel like it's on us as individuals, you know?
Well, yeah, let me tell you something. I once put out a dumpster on the side of my store. I found diapers in it. I found
Yeah.
oil changes, and I said, to hell with this.
Yeah.
If you pick up something that somebody leaves, you're gonna pick it up forever. And they come in from Williamstown, nice people come in their little
Same thing
bags.
I heard
and,
over
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the,
you're asking for a
Cold
lot of
Storage
problems.
Road
So
dump.
how does everybody feel about the grant? We need to decide whether we're gonna do it or not.
I think a lot of this stuff looks familiar. It's like it was all included in when they built the town plan.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Research, it's the same thing that
I
was
got it.
done.
Repetition.
Yeah,
And again, there's only a few pieces that we're looking at.
yeah.
And what are they
So we're gonna
gonna,
have it on.
what are,
We already
I'll
know the
go,
track, we already know Mac
You know what,
molding, and we
because-
gotta know Mans.
I signed up for that webinar anyway, so let me see, maybe I'll get a better sense of
Yeah.
what we get out of it, right?
Yep, yep.
I mean, so we get one more study, right, like you say.
Hey,
Yeah.
won't
Eh,
hurt, won't hurt.
Well, you know, we could at least,
So at our next meeting, which we're gonna try to stick to our regular,
Rotation, yeah, every 2
Rotation.
weeks.
yeah, every 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we'll have another meeting and then you can report back.
the grant opens up September 1st, right?
Yeah.
The deadline.
Do you really, and another
Or you can just shoot me an
question
email and say, yes, this looks like it's worth it, or no, it doesn't look like it's
Yeah,
worth it. Does
yeah.
everybody wanna, like, if Megan says it's worth it, we do it.
No, I don't want to be responsible.
Well, don't be afraid. Don't. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. We're still gonna live.
Right.
Right.
I think, what I seem to want, what I want is for local people to be able to get their heads together and decide what they want without having to consult with BCRC or anybody else from the state of Vermont on should we talk about this? Let's just talk about it anyway.
Sure.
Put our heads together and decide what you know,
That's what we're here for.
Well,
there's a lot of us, we all want the same thing for Pownal.
Do we?
Disagree on how we get there a lot of times.
I don't think we do all want the same thing.
I
though.
think we do. I think we.
I
do.
mean, I think that Pownell's greatest asset is its beauty.
Sure.
And I know that's kind of romantic or
What's
whatever.
wrong? No,
but
that
it's
sells.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Everywhere you go, there's these views that are just, they take your breath away over on all over the place.
The Bowers
And
Farm
it's-
Road is a beautiful road. And,
It's
you know,
gorgeous.
all the roads. But for 50 more years, I have left Bowers Pond and look at what's going to be the new town hall and the area they're doing with the playground. And I turn left. And that's the beautifulest ride in the whole state. And I've been to this Canada to here and riding down the Pownal Mountain with a Pownal View Bond, and they keep it well. And that's pretty much nothing going to be built there. And it's a nice store. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean, so what I'm saying is, do we all agree? We do agree on that. I never heard anybody say, who cares what it looks like around here?
there's issues. This place is,
Maybe some of those,
We don't have much control.
no.
All you can do is put your 2 cents in. We don't have any control. I can't tell them people, you gotta sell this property, you gotta do this, you know?
oh, yeah, right, and,
That shit. So therefore, what control do we have? You can look at the opportunities. You could maybe draw up a paper and say, look, maybe these people, McMahon's, they'll probably be out of business in another 10 years.
Sure.
That's how farmers are. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know what happens when you get bigger? You get more money. That's what the government tells you. They give you per cow. That's how they,
But it
that's
becomes-
what happened to Stromeyer's. That's why they ain't there.
It becomes one big farm that gets all of the business and all the little farms. Basically,
That's right.
They lose their farms.
Look at Brees Hollow. What was prettier than that?
Absolutely.
Was running. Now look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's abandoned farmland.
Yeah.
There's a guy that crops it, but it don't look like it did when it was an operation
No.
of farms.
So,
where is this? Where's
Brees
it?
Hollow, when you go in headed toward Hoosick.
heading towards on the back road, you can kind of branch off to the right.
Crosses the
Yeah.
railroad
I don't
track.
even take that, well, if you're headed into New York, you take the first right, it takes you over and brings you right up, takes you down through Brees Hollow. That was all farms, beautiful farms.
Oh, 95 you talking about?
Well,
95?
not 95,
And there's, yeah,
Oh, there's
well, the county.
92 or something,
Yeah,
Denver is. Road-
County Road 95, it's where it goes
Probably.
past McMahon's and
Yeah,
up where the Eagle, you know.
Get on past McMahon.
Before you get to 22.
Yeah, but to the last parallel.
When you want.
Yeah,
And
that's
then you hook
95.
up- Then you hook her right there.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a lot of beautiful property. Look it up there in Pownal Center. How sweet that looks now. Take a ride up through there.
know.
I mean, I'm worried about,
Farm, you know.
Vote on it tonight.
Ain't nothing gonna happen there. It's all gonna,
This way,
it's not even good cropland or nothing. So it's
Yeah,
to the dumps. That's where that's going.
all of these.
I'm worried about what'll happen to Peckham's.
And get all of the information about.
Peckham's Farm.
Oh, that is
There we are.
Peckham's
gorgeous.
Track, we already
spot.
know.
It is a good.
Yeah, we already
And it's
know.
Probably gonna
What?
be, it's probably gonna be for sale, you know?
It will.
Yeah, eventually.
Because them girls are gonna sell
Those
it.
are two,
Well,
are
it's 2 and 2.
could be
Gravel
commercial
bed.
anyway.
Or two
Need to find
again.
out about the gravel bed.
What?
2
Gravel
sell
bed
it,
and
2 not to sell.
Vans, the only real two that we have to look
I
at.
know.
Yeah, that'll be an explosion. I would like,
The map,
I'm
couple
used
of
to that.
maps,
I have four.
Yep.
find out if
sisters.
that's in land trust.
But they're not gonna keep
That's
running it.
the bigger.
No.
Hey, you're doing what?
Question about the land trust, yeah.
Right.
Because, you know, it's called
So if we don't want to do the grant,
agricultural use,
Right.
land use program, you
right.
know.
So if we don't want to do the grant, we'll just get some maps and the information about the 4 properties we identified. This one, McMahon's, the gravel bed, the racetrack, and Mac Molding. We'll put together the maps and we'll vote on it next meeting, whether we want to make those industrial. That's
How they can expand the gravel bed, because if they expand it, Brookman's house is gonna be down there in their backyard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, that's the point there.
yeah, yeah.
It's dug in there a long ways already.
Oh, on the back, yeah.
Yeah, well, you see the flag. You ain't gotta be living where you live to see it.
Landslide,
You
yeah.
gotta get down there to Stewart's and look up there and see their flag in their backyard.
Yeah, yeah.
That might just be a good location too for, I remember you mentioned, no, you mentioned before, just a truck stop, like where trucks just can swing in and.
We need a truck stop desperately.
And like that, you got that bed, you could just take the lower part of the bed, put some kind of gas pumps and stuff like that in and a parking area for
That
them.
would be a major corporation.
But you need a road.
Yeah,
They wouldn't fix 346.
no.
Come on, you had an industrial giant moved in and they wouldn't lift one finger
No.
to help them.
No.
To hell with them. Pretty much what they said.
I know.
Well, that's the state.
What, you mean for Mac Molding?
No, for the racetrack.
Oh, that is,
Racetrack was running.
that's not a.
They drew a big crowd in here when it first started.
Yeah.
And they were racing horses and stuff.
All right,
All right.
you ready? You ready to adjourn? So our next meeting is in 2 weeks from today. We'll get all the maps together, get all the information about those properties together, and then we'll further this
And
discussion
I will
then.
watch the webinar
Yeah.
tomorrow, even though I think you guys are probably right. I think we've
Right, I don't
been
think
over and over.
There's only gonna be one person against.
However, and you know.
Good vote on it.
Yeah.
We just
Oh,
vote on
you know
it.
what?
Tonight? You want to vote on it tonight?
They also said.
I don't see any, you hashed it out pretty good.
Watch it
Yeah,
tomorrow,
and
that they are.
another meeting of it, I think we're gonna be
Okay,
pretty
so
close. We can just get a couple.
I don't know if we can
Maps.
vote on it tonight because it wasn't on the agenda that we were going to vote on it
Okay.
tonight.
Vote on what? Well, the grant?
Right.
Yeah,
Or not the grant, but the 4 properties we identified to make industrial. So, right, Megan, we can't vote on it because it wasn't on the agenda that we were voting on
Can't
it.
vote on it anyway, because we don't know what,
The discussion.
Right,
okay.
and we
So
don't
it will
know
have to
what
be-
use, McMahon, whether
Right.
it's in the land use.
right. So
program.
we need to find out more about that property. And,
I had a prospect that came in and said, look, we'd like to put something here. Well, then it comes before the boards. The boards decide, are we gonna have it? No, we don't want that. Well, then it'll wait. I mean, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
What boards, which boards?
So,
Select board, planning board, DRB, they all gotta put their 2 cents in.
And then the public.
We're the
and then-
planning
and-
board.
we can get the discussion and then we can do the vote after.
Your neighbor, just whatever wanted to be there, they don't want it.
That's right.
Well, we saw
I don't want it.
we're just gonna postpone it.
I think it's a
Oh, I think.
lousy idea. I go on
Date
record.
set,
I mean, down there when they were flying airplanes down there at the racetrack.
Racetrack, yeah.
You know what, 2
I can
weeks,
complain that people on B Hill. I mean, come on, folks.
I was up on
Was
top
you
of that.
bitching about it too? You live up
I
there.
was
you're-
privately,
Megan, you're like,
I was up on top of that mountain trying to hunt,
when our next meeting's supposed to
flying
be
them all day long.
the week after, right?
Green headache from listening to that from the top of the mountain.
Yes.
So what's the first
I
Tuesday?
couldn't hear a deer if it was moving around.
What's September 7th?
Yeah,
Okay, that's our next meeting.
okay, you guys, did you hear that?
Yep.
Our next meeting is September 7th. We'll get more information on the properties. We'll do the discussion and then we'll do a vote.
Very good.
so I'm
Okay.
gonna make a motion to, postpone this until September 7th. And then we'll go over the information again and
boat,
vote then,
boat.
and vote.
Put it on the,
Right.
I second that. Good motion.
Vote, everybody.
I need a second.
I
I got a second right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Megan.
Ayes.
I,
Aye.
All right.
All right. And
Oh, wait.
I would, can I entertain a motion to adjourn? Sorry.
I'll make that motion too.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
We did it.
bye-bye.